G'day, my name's Tim Bowman. I thought I'd share with you guys some different ways that I use to engage my students, particularly when I first meet them, a way to sort of start up a bit of a rapport and a relationship. So the first thing I do is I play a game called Truth or Lie, where I've actually made a PowerPoint about 12 things about me. You can do 10, you can do whatever, any number. And I tell these kids these really interesting and bizarre facts about me. And then I tell them that half are true and half are a lie. They have to quiz me and try and figure out which one's true and which one's a lie, and they write down their guesses, and then I sort of go through the answers with them. Then I get them to do the same. They come up with 3 things about them that are true and 3 that are a lie, and they choose their best one, their most weird one, and they tell it to me, and I try and guess which one's true and which one's a lie. And we have the students versus Mr. B to see if they can trick me, and I tell them I never lose, even though often I do, and that way it sort of ups the ante, and they get excited about trying to trick me. The reason why they love this is it's something unique. They get to lie to the teacher. It's engaging because the things that I tell them about me are going to be interesting. They're not just the standard sort of things, because they can be lies, so they can really be anything. It's a big way to sort of get creativity going and things like that for the kids, so they really, really enjoy it. The reason why I like it though, is because for me it's a kind of a legal brag. So that way I get to tell the kids some things about me without bragging, this is who I am. Instead it's playing a game with them. But at the same time it's getting a brag, but it's not because I want them to like me or anything like that. It's instead I want to try and put out a smorgasbord of this is who I am, this is who I can be with you or to you or whatever. If you like boxing, I've done boxing. If you like travel, I've done travel. If you want to be a photographer, I've done photography. If you've done all these things, and I'm not trying to get them to like me, I'm trying to put something out there that each kid might find something different that they like. And I found it very successful, a way that kids can go, oh, wow, oh, you're actually into boxing. I like UFC. Or, oh, I barrack for Hawthorn too. Or, I want to be an actor. Or, I want to be this or that. So it opens up sort of different ways. The other thing I do is then, that's on my first meeting, I usually do the truth or lie. The next thing I also do is I give them a challenge sheet. And on that challenge sheet, there's a whole heap of different challenges about doing different exercises, random acts of kindness, you know, there's like 30, 40 different challenges there. One of the challenges is not to eat a piece of chocolate. So I also give them that piece of chocolate and I give it to them and say, well, you can eat it now if you want. But the challenge is, how good is your self-discipline? And for a lot of kids, this absolutely throws them to have a challenge like that from a teacher, but at the same time be given a piece of chocolate and say, well, you can have it if you want, with no catch at all. These kids, their heads are already spinning. They're thinking, wow, this is unique. This is going to be different. And they get really excited about it. Usually I would have 80% of kids who don't eat the chocolate. I usually give it to them before the holidays. If I've got a class coming the next year, 80% of the kids don't eat it. And I've still got kids years after who haven't eaten that chocolate, and it's an important sort of, I guess, proving point for them that they have great self-discipline. So that's a really sort of handy one. Just looking at my notes here. The other thing I do when the kids first come into my classroom on the first day back, so it's the start of the first school year, I say, drop your bags, let's go. We head outside and they're already thinking, wow, we haven't done this before, this is different. We head to the gym where I've got a mat game set up, and basically kids have 2 mats, 2 teams, so one team and another team, and they have to shuffle their way to the end of the hall using these mats, pretending the floor's lava. I'll have the rules sort of below that I use as well, and the links to the truth or lie and the challenge. And I use this game as an incredibly insightful game. In the space of 30 minutes playing it, you can pick the kids that you are working with incredibly quickly. You can pick the kids that are the leaders, the followers, the kids that hide, the kids that are used to failing so much that they've given up even trying. They would rather fail dramatically. So you can watch these kids and straight away you can know what sort of kids you are dealing with and who runs the show and who you need to help in different sort of ways. I don't tell the kids what I'm looking for until after I've let them all have a go. Then I sort of talk about some of the positive and the negative behaviour that I've seen, and then I let them go again, and always the bar is lifted. That sets expectations and it shows the kind of teacher I am. It also makes them go, wow, this year's going to be different. Straight away we're playing a game. But then they realise, wow, this game is about learning as well. The next thing I do in the first week when I've got the kids, I always set up a little trick that we play on anyone who comes into our room, whether it's a principal or parent or whatever. I say, okay guys, when I put my hand on my chin like this, I want you all to fall asleep. And the kids love it. They do it, and they follow your instructions exactly to the T, and they're in hysterics when the principal comes in and they all fall asleep, or a kid from another class and they all fall asleep, or whatever you set up. The kids think it's the funniest thing ever. What they don't realize is that they are learning to follow your instructions, and that when they follow your instructions, good things happen. Now, if you can teach a kid how to do that without writing it down, we shall follow instructions, it's such a more valuable thing, and the kids will buy into it. The other thing I do is I take them out to play outside really quickly. So I set a standard when we reach X task. So when everyone's finished this up to standard, or when we've done this, we'll go outside for X amount of time. Usually I say a small period of time, like 4 minutes. But just to know that they're going outside and they complete the task, they get outside, and you say, all right, everyone needs to be back inside within 12 seconds or we can't come out again for the rest of the day. Bang, they come inside. And it's a great way of starting out with expectations, positive and negative consequences, and kids learn very quickly to respond. So there's a few ideas how I start out working with my students. I'll attach some links below where you can download any of the things that I've talked about, and hopefully this helps, especially new teachers. Hopefully you can twist some of these things around and it will help you starting out. Cheers. Also, I'm writing a book. It's called Forget Being the Favourite. So if you like any of these ideas, I'll put the link below. You can swing by. I'm selling it to start with as a Kickstarter program for $5. It will never be this cheap again because I'm really thankful to the people that support early on. So if you'd like to support, swing by, pledge $5, you'll get the book. Hopefully it'll be as useful, if not more useful than this, and you'll get a lot out of it, and the book will be up and running. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.